Hey guys, welcome back to Yaga's Reading Nook. My name is Stephanie. If this is your first time here, welcome aboard. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. Might make enemies, frenemies, don't want to step on toes, but somehow I don't think it's a realistic goal for me, so I don't really think I should try to do it. Now, don't come after me. I'm just saying what I think. That subject is reading 26 books in 26 books that I want to read in 2026. To be perfectly honest with you, I can't see. To be perfectly honest with you, I have a room with over 200 books in it. I want to read them all. I am doing a no-buy ban. Basically, the only thing I am buying is what I've pre-ordered and what I get off of, what do you call it? Book of the month. Probably a reason why they don't sponsor me yet. I forget who they are. And maybe if I go to McKay's, trade in some books, get the credit for the books, that's kind of evening it out. So I don't consider that buying. I consider that swapping one for another. Unless I go over. And then whatever I go over, that's what I bought. Anyway, so there are about 14 books that I want to get to this year. A couple of them I wanted to get to before the end of last year, and life happened. So, what are you going to do? Can't turn back time. If I could sing, I'd start imitating Cher, but y'all don't want to hear that either. Voice is going in and out. I don't know if it's weather that really makes it do this or what. I do know, however, that in 2018, when I was in the hospital for a month on life support for 2.5 weeks, they have that tube down your throat, and when they pull it out, I don't know what they do because I was asleep, but that tube can cause scarring and stuff, so that's part of what it is. So my throat's going to go in and out. I'm going to sound like I'm a big smoker, and I've never smoked a day in my life. But, it is what it is. Anyway, let's get to these books that I would like to read this year. The first one is one that won the Pulitzer Prize. I want to say it was last year. Maybe the year before. I don't remember. But I bought it this year. Or bought it last year. I don't know why I think we're in 2025. But it's James by Percival Everett, and it is a retelling of the slave named Jim on the plantation, I think on a plantation, and he is actually in the book Huck Finn. So I bought the two books, Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer, when I was in McKay's last time. I actually traded them out for some other books. I really didn't buy them. I actually got more credit than I spent. But yeah, I want to get to this one because everybody that I've seen talk about it has really, really loved it. Seen nobody talk about this one, and I don't know why unless you don't know anything about this woman, but it's called The Mayfair Bookshop, a novel of Nancy Mitford and the Pursuit of Happiness by Eliza Knight. If you don't know about the Mitford sisters, you can go on YouTube and put in comments or what you're looking for. Just put Mitford sisters. There were 6 or 7 of them and one brother, and they were in England. And when World War II broke out, one didn't have anything to do with it. The youngest one was in love with Hitler and actually had, supposedly, a romance with him. One didn't like Hitler at all and was trying to get the guy that she dated and ended up marrying, put in Hitler's place. Something like that. I don't know. One still wouldn't have anything to do with that whole area, so she went to Spain. But this is his sister Nancy, who was the writer. Anyway, I remember the documentary. I read a book about them as historical fiction a couple years ago. I also want to get to The Chanel Sisters by Judith Little. This is about Gabrielle Coco Chanel and her sister Antoinette. What I do know about it from reading the back of it was they were in an orphanage, and I guess they aged out or whatever, or ran away from the place. And, this is just about their life in general. The one nonfiction that I want to get to, I'm going to ditch my nonfiction group of books that I did a video about last video, I think it was. Anyway, it's Radium Girls, the book, The Dark Story of America's Shining Women by Kate Moore. And this is about the women who worked in the clock factory making watches and clocks. And another book I'd like to get to is one I've seen a little bit on BookTube, not a whole lot, but everyone liked it. And it was The Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. It's about 4 sisters. One, I think, passes away, and the 3 others come back together. They probably, sit and reminisce and go back in time. So I'd like to get to that one. I've heard nothing but good things about this one, and it was the Martha's Vineyard Beach and Book Club by Martha K. Hall. I have read her 2 books, Lost Roses and Lilac Girls. And the thing about that, there's one more book called Sunflower Sisters that I would also like to get to. I would have taken it down today, but it's like on the bottom with about 10 books stacked on top of it, so I'm not going to do that. But anyway, it's the Lilac Girls was the first one, and it was about the World War II. Lost Roses was about World War I, and Sunflower Sisters, I believe, is about the Civil War. But anyway, this one takes place in Martha's Vineyard during World War II when, these women probably didn't have anything to do, husbands, boyfriends, whatever, were going off to war, and they just decided they wanted to have a book club on the beach. So they did. Who's going to stop them? Anyway, another one I would like to start. It's a new series by Karen Slaughter. It's We Are All Guilty Here. Don't know anything about it. This is like the mantra. If you have never been to my channel before, the mantra here is I don't know anything about it and I don't want to know, because if I knew, I wouldn't have to read it. Well, I could read it, but it wouldn't be necessary. Okay, the next one I've heard really good things about, and I've heard really bad things about. People have either liked it or not liked it, but I love this author, so I will read anything she writes. And it's The Stolen Life of Colette Marceau by Kristen Harmel. She wrote one of my favorite books, the Book of No Names. I think that's what it's called, The Book of Names. It's about a young Jewish girl who helped out the resistance and helped out the children during World War II that were taken out of their homes in England and mostly France, mostly Paris and France, maybe Poland, and taken out into the French countryside where there was very little, if any, fighting, or taken to Austria or Switzerland or places like that. But yeah, this is, I haven't got to yet. It's in my favorite color, pink, though. I should have already gotten to it, but I'm looking forward to it. The next one I've heard nothing really about. And this is called The Queens of London by Heather Webb. And it's about women who, it says, maybe women can have it all as long as they're willing to steal it. So I believe it's about a bunch of maybe jewelry thieves, clothes thieves that are women. Maybe they're kleptomaniacs and they just don't know it. Hey, you never know. The next one I really want to get to, and I'm mad at myself because I didn't, because it seems like a shorter book than what she usually writes, but it's The Queens of Crime by Marie Benedict. Agatha Christie and some of her friends who are writers, and they get together to solve a crime and prove to the men who are writers and poets and whatever that women can write a book and we can also solve a crime, and if we feel the need to, we can go home and do dinner. I don't know about that last part. This one I'm going to be extremely tardy for the party, but I've started listening to it with one of my library memberships, and that particular one, you only get a week. And at that point in time, I was not driving a whole lot, like back and forth to work, so I didn't even get halfway into it. But it's The Favorites by Lane Fargo. Did it win something from Goodreads? I don't remember. Anyway, to the world, they were a scandal. To each other, an obsession. It's about a young couple who were ice dancers together, and something happened. We don't know. It's during, I think, the Sarajevo Olympics. So we shall see. Or I shall see. Most of you have probably read it. You're like, you dummy, why haven't you? The next one I want to read is The City Baker's Guide to Country Living by Louise Miller. I bought this and I have no reason why I bought it. I think I bought it because I like the cover. And I'm not sure if it was off of Amazon. I saw it like on the Goodreads giveaway, or if it is a Goodreads giveaway, or if I just decided I wanted to buy it. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. The next one I want to read, because, you know, you got to throw a little murder in there every once in a while, is Sister Butcher Sister by Katie Aldean. It's about 3 sisters, and one of them is a murderer, and the other 2, I guess, have to clean up the mess. It says 3 sisters, 1 killer. Which one is she? Right here. So, yeah, this is going to be a fun one to read. Maybe if I fly somewhere this year, I can just take it with me and read it like this. I actually thought about, this is so mean, y'all, before I get to my last one. But, you know, I've seen memes about it at times. But I want to take one of T.J. Naiman's books with me on a plane and be sitting next to someone, and they say, oh, what's this book you're reading? And I say, Falling or Drowning or whatever. And they say, well, what's it about? Airplane crash. No biggie. Don't worry about it. They just crash into the ocean. Some live, some don't. Don't worry about it. And then see if they like start looking out the window for, you know, flames coming out the wing or whatever. Yeah, I have a sick sense of humor. I'm sorry. Not sorry. The last one I want to get to, I have heard nothing but absolutely wonderful raves about. And to me, this guy can do no wrong. I love listening to the guy that narrates it, because he's got this deep voice. But you can understand him, unlike you can probably barely understand me. It is what it is, people. It is what it is. But it's S.A. Cosby's King of Ashes. Everyone seems to really, really rave about this book. So I'm hoping it's as good as I want it to be. I want to read it in tandem to listening to it. I did that with The Blonde Identity and The Blonde That Came In From the Cold, and really enjoyed it. So, yeah, I know kind of what it's about. There's 3 siblings. One of the brothers lives in Atlanta, and he works with music people. The sister helps the dad at their crematorium, and the younger brother's just kind of like you know, every family has one. He just sits and pull his weight, does what he wants to do, that kind of thing. And dad gets hurt, and they call Big Brother to come back and help, and he finds out little brother's hanging out with the wrong people. Let's just put it that way. So I love this guy. I love the way he writes. Razorblade Tears, I think, is always going to be my favorite, though, because that was some serious nasty stuff in that one. But I'm hoping maybe he's going to find a bad guy and put him in the crematorium. What do you think? Okay, there's one book I want to talk to you guys about. Let me get it here. Oh, please. And I've been listening to this book on audio, and y'all, part of me is like this old lady. I have these thoughts sometimes. But I'm glad I'm not this old lady, because she's too old for this. She's like on her third or fourth kill in this book. And for a while today, when I was driving to do my errands and listening to it, I'm thinking she's going to kill her son's fiance for what she did. But, yeah, this is really, it's dark humor. It's a little old lady in her 70s who at one time, 40 years prior, was the police convinced she had murdered 3 people, but I don't think it ever went to trial, and she got, or it went to trial and she wasn't convicted, and then she sued the police department, got a lot of money, moved to Washington State, and now it's all happening again, and she's too old for that crap. She's retired. She wants to live her life at home in her, gown, watching Price is Right on TV or whatever. But she can't do it. She got to come out of retirement because people just won't get over what she did or didn't do 40 years ago. It is a funny book, y'all, and I've laughed so hard. And then when she was upset about something, I was like, oh, please don't kill her. Please don't kill her. And if you kill her, you got to make it look like an accident. You can't keep cutting off all these people. It's going to get gross, okay? Anyway, those are the books I would like to read. And I'm almost through with the last one. I'll be through by the end of the month, I'm sure. So if you have any responses to these, like, have you read any of these? Did you like them? Did you not like them? Why did you like them? Why did you not like them? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any, suggestions on how I can get rid of this voice. If you've stuck around this long, thank you so much. If you're not a subscriber, please think about subscribing. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bells, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.